Yep. This has been another. I don't know what's up with me. I definitely need to get back into the gym. It has been bad. My diet. Getting back to definitely eating better. For sure. But I don't know. My energy has been zapped. I think I've been abnormally stressed.
Mm-hmm.
And excuse me as I eat my watermelon, as my dad would call it. Rest in peace, father. I think it's because I'm frustrated.
What are you frustrated about?
Life, I'm stagnant right now.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the chocolate queen told me she was, I shouldn't have said that. I hope she doesn't hear this. She might. If you hear this, I'm not dissing you. I promise. You know how I feel about you, girl. I was told not to speak that into existence. You know when people say this, I'm just gonna say this in general, off me. There's a difference between speaking something into existence and acknowledging reality.
Yeah.
Like, to me, when you say don't speak that into existence, that means it's something that's not happening or hasn't happened.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you can't say that when something is actually here. Like, damn, man, my car is trash. Don't speak that into existence. Okay, it has 3 flat tires and I need 5 parts in my engine and it won't start. That's not speaking. That exists. I'm not speaking it. I'm not giving that life, but it exists. I think people misuse that phrase sometimes.
I think they mean it as in like giving it energy. So I see where you're coming from with it. I
The
mean that's where they're meaning when they say don't speak that into existence. Don't give that energy
But the
because you're not.
wording is wrong, because if you say
Yeah,
speak into existence, I'm not speaking it into existence because it exists.
yeah. It's
uh
more like if you said my life sucks. Yeah, you speaking that one into existence.
yeah, and I
Well,
think you got to be careful because the opposite can happen too, right? People get hoity-toity and they ignore stuff.
yeah.
I'm not gonna get that energy. No, you need to go fix that, or you need to do something about that. Like, some people drown in denial, but I digress. That's all. It's just still job hunting, looking for something better that pays more, and it's. I know it's flooded. The market's flooded, and it just sucks because you see stuff that you're a perfect fit for, that you know you could do in your sleep, and the location's right, and the salary's right, and the job description is right, strong, solid company, and then you scroll down and see that 1,100 people have applied for it.
Oh my gosh.
No
That is the
exaggeration.
most discouraging thing ever.
It really is. And then, AI is going to filter it. But the other thing I learned too is a lot of companies, which makes sense now. Again, I think I said this before, but I don't know. Now that I'm not in education, now I'm on the corporate side, which I guess they work the same. They really look to hire from within.
Yeah,
So,
they do.
like, your outside ass really don't have much of a chance unless the people on the inside are just trash. And they
Hmm.
look to do that because the person on the inside, they may get, if they're lucky, 5-7% raise. Whereas
Hmm.
you coming in from the outside, you shooting for the top. So
Yeah.
if that joint pays like, oh, we'll pay 60 to 75K, that internal person may be getting bumped up from 55 to 60, or if they're lucky, 55 to 65, something crazy. But that person on the outside, they're going to be in that 70 to 75 range. And then like,
Hmm.
we can save money. And this person already knows the company. They already know the company culture. They have history. And I realized too, a lot of companies, when you work there and you apply for an internal position, which makes sense, you get an automatic interview.
Yeah.
So that's just a whole nother level of competition that I didn't even think about. It's like they post it publicly for like legal purposes or something. I don't know,
Yeah.
but
It's for legal purposes and as a courtesy, but 9 times out of 10, they're looking at someone that they already have someone in mind to take on that position.
and I believe it's to sell our data because god dang these spam calls. Yes, I have an LLC, but if I get another call with someone saying I qualify for $50,000 loan,
Oh, I get those all the time, and I'm like, excuse me, what do I have? Because ain't nothing really registering my name like that. So what do I have? They're like, please call us back because you can get up to like 200K. And I'm like, on what?
They're hoping you
what
have
do I
desperation. That's what they hoping you have, desperation to do it.
like? Oh my gosh. And then the callback number is always different from the number that they called you from. I'm like, something around here is fishy.
Always, man. The numbers they call you from are ridiculous. But yeah, I think that those being a bit stagnant sucks. But you know,
It's
it happens.
frustrating.
Yeah, nobody's happy all the time. Things aren't always going well, and I don't have a problem. I'm sorry, I'm scratching myself, not inappropriately, y'all. But I don't have a problem with acknowledging it because I have to say it out loud and acknowledge what I'm feeling and why I'm feeling that way, so I know how to get past it. So I can track the source, and I do that for just mental health purposes too, because it's like when people suffering from like depression and anxiety and stuff, sometimes it's just all these wild thoughts. But you know, when you can sit and say, okay, this is the source of this. And me personally, I know how to let go of things that I can't control. Like, this is something I can't control. So, yes, I was down for like a day and a half, like really down. But I got past it because I'm like, bro, you can't do nothing about this. Your resume is sharp and crispy. Your cover letter is sharp and crispy. You have the experience. You interview extremely well. There's nothing, you can't control this. The only thing you can continue to do is actually apply to the positions at a steady cadence. Just keep doing that. Use your LinkedIn Premium to message these people.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, I got a premium account, so anything job I'm super interested in, I'm going to the company page and I'm finding that recruiter or whoever's in that department, and I'm expressing my interest personally. Just so even if in the future they say, hey, you know what, that guy, let me hit him back up. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. So, but
I
yeah.
had to stop using LinkedIn because I kept messaging. Maybe it was just that Richmond area, but I had to stop accepting invites and messages from people because lo and behold, they were trying to get me in some pyramid scheme.
No, yeah, the scammers are on LinkedIn.
Yeah, and I was like, ain't no way all these mutual connections and you gonna try to scam me?
Yeah.
Like, really? So I have so many messages on my LinkedIn because I'm like, no, you guys. I remember like sitting down and having a meeting with them, and they were like, yeah, well, one of our people who did this with us, they just bought a house outright. It was $1 million house, and I said, I don't believe that. I really don't believe that. They were my age and bought $1 million house outright cash. That don't sound
Yeah.
right. So ever since I realized that it was a pyramid scheme, they've still been trying to get me.
It's terrible out here, man. Like, there's no such thing as like an honest buck anymore, damn near. These
No.
motherfuckers stay trying to get you. Ooh, $500 for a crown? Some of them. All right, yeah, we back, y'all. Yeah, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of From My Experience podcast. Good gracious. Podcast. I am your host, Rob, with the co-hostess with the mostest, Erica. How you be? How you is?
As is tired, but we gonna keep on trucking.
Yo, man, I took a nap before the show. We back with the regular scheduled program, y'all. This was a nasty delay for a couple reasons. It was nasty because the last thing we talked about was the whole Meek Mill. Good gracious, was Kendrick Lamar versus Drake. Then I was gone for a week.
There's an update on that.
Huh?
There's an update on that too.
Oh, well, I guess you can give that because I seen some stuff floating around, but I was like, I ain't got time. I need to get a job, or another job rather. So that was the last episode. Then we had a guest when I got back. That guest episode is coming up next week. Yeah, next week. So y'all stay tuned for that great guest. And so we didn't record last week. And I was like, so these stories are kind of cold. Colder than usual. Because y'all know we don't like to jump on bandwagons. We like to wait for more details to come out anyway. But yeah. So sorry for the delay, y'all. Life was really kicking my butt. And scheduling conflicts and stuff kicked in. But we ain't going nowhere. We ain't quit. None of that craziness stuff. We gonna be here. Let me hit the music. Yeah. We might. Erica is gonna break down some great stuff today. I'm really gonna enjoy this discussion, and we're gonna bring up some interesting points. And I want y'all out there on social media to pay close attention to what you're seeing, and I want to see if y'all agree with me. I really do, because I just noticed. I noticed something, and it's not even new, but it annoyed me when I really sat and I looked, and I was like, oh, this is really happening. I don't like this. So we're gonna get into a couple things today, y'all. We're gonna get into a couple things. Ding, ding.
You don't wear contacts, do you?
I do. I wear contacts.
Oh my goodness. This morning, I put my contacts in. Them things hurt so bad.
Yo, I hate when that... Why? What did you do?
Like, I guess because it's like, you like just woke up, you know what I mean? And you know where it feels like all like it's poking and everything. So it was like that in both eyes. And it's not like it was dry, because I'm like, y'all been sitting in contact solution for like 12 hours now.
Mm-hmm.
And I put them in, and I was like, oh my gosh, these things hurt. And then my eyes were just red for a good chunk of the morning. But also, I feel like that happens whenever I don't get enough sleep, and then I put my contacts in.
Question. So,
Yeah.
What do you have astigmatism?
Oh, I absolutely do.
Okay, so your contacts are a little thicker too.
And I'm blind as a bat. Like, my contact thing is bad. Like, I'm like a -3 in my right eye, and I'm a 2.75 in my left eye. Like,
hold on, let me go look at mine.
Like, and I haven't gone back to the eye doctor.
You haven't gone back?
Well, I went last year, and they basically made me feel, I was like, I'm gonna be blind by the time I'm 30. So I said, you know what? I said, this is enough information for me.
Oh my god, my whole body's on camera. You weren't supposed to see that. I have on clothes, y'all. I'm a -2.25 in both eyes.
I used to be that. Okay,
my eyes are the same.
I used to be that, and then in my left, I think I was like a 1.73, but also it was years until I went to the eye doctor again. So that's why I went last year, because I was like, you haven't been in a couple of years, girl. And they were just like, oh my goodness, your stigmatism's gotten worse. Your eyesight's gotten worse. I said, that's all I needed to hear. Just give me the year pack. We're good to go. I don't need to hear anything else.
No, you need to hear this. And you need to do the thing where they do the x-ray of the eyeball and have them look at the little...
Oh my gosh, that's just... They do it, and it's like, it's fine. And then they talk about like LASIK, and I'm like, I'm not doing LASIK, okay? Because I'm not paying that much money for y'all to scrape a layer off my eyeball, and for me to still possibly need glasses, or one of the side effects is you can actually just end up going blind, like, completely. Like, it's like a 50-50. It won't be me.
I considered it, but she was like, no offense, she was like, at your age, I wouldn't, because she was like, it'll probably only last you about 4 or 5 years. And she was like, one of the side effects that people don't talk about is dry eyes. So she was like, you'll probably carry around water drops with you, because your eyes will just be so dry. And I was like,
yeah,
no thanks. So now I get glasses and contacts.
It's not the hassle. And also, if my eye doctor, if I ask her, like, you wear glasses, girl, you ain't consider LASIK? And she say no, I'm like, all right then.
Yeah.
You don't have to consider me either.
But she older. It's not for older people. It's for people. Actually, LASIK is best for people in your range, but I still wouldn't do it based on what you said and what I've heard about it. Because I'm like, I could not imagine just having dry eyes. But yeah, I'm like you. I'm listening, and I done got to a point where I'm lucky because my eyes are both, they're close enough to the same where I tell them, write that script the same for both eyes. So,
Oh.
yeah. So I can buy, a pack will last me 6 months.
Oh yeah, I get a
Yeah.
year pack.
Yeah,
I
me
get
too.
a oh my goodness. But it's just my right eye. I don't know which one. I think it's my right eye is the worst one because I think that's the one that has the stigmatism. And it's so bad. Like when I told you whenever I'm sick and I don't wear my contacts and I haven't gotten like a new prescription for my glasses and everything yet. I haven't ordered those yet, but
Terrible.
I picked up these glasses that I had back in like high school, and I
I'm
kid you
done.
not, I put them on, and my dad came to the doorway, and I could not see his face. It was just blur. I was like, "You here? I can't even tell that you were still here, brother, because I couldn't see
Where's
you."
my end button at? Where's my end button? Listen, what the heck is this? I need to delete this and get protection for my computer. Yeah, I have borderline astigmatism. So, actually, I've been on the non-astigmatism side, astigmatism side for like my last 2 or 3 visits. They're like, "Oh, you're still borderline, but you're more so going away from it," which I'm glad because those contacts cost more and they're thicker. And these new contacts that I have, I can tell there's a huge difference. I don't feel anything in my eye, but to your point, I'm so mad. I have some contacts, and I ain't gonna lie, they might be a little old. It
Mm,
might have been about a
mm.
year old, but I keep them in my travel bag. You know what I'm
Oh, as
saying?
like emergency, yeah,
Yeah, so I just keep them in their original fluids. Right here you
because
go.
and they're already packaged up.
They're packaged up. Skipping ahead to the end of the show, when I was in Colorado for work for a week, tell me why the last, was it the night? I think the last day I was there, one of them ripped. That
Oh,
morning, I was like, why does this thing feel like this? And I was
is it
like, I check my
burning?
hands because I always, my routine for contacts is when I get out the shower, I make sure my fingertips are dry before I start putting lotion, all that stuff on. I put my contacts in because, ooh, God, boy, oil, lotion, or whatnot. When you put that in your eye, like,
Look, and
yeah,
cloudy.
yeah, you be done. But it had a little rip in it, and I was so mad because I'm like, yo, these are brand new out the pack, and all I'm doing is wearing them to work, and I'm taking them out when I get off work because I wear glasses for the other half of the day. And I'm like, you Mickey freakies. I'm like, how dare you rip on me, brand new this week? And I was like, you know what? They probably just old and worn from just sitting in the juices. So I don't know.
Mm.
That pissed me off, but I'm sorry that happened to you with your contact. That sucks.
It's fine. I prefer either that, so I know that they're in there rather than I've done so many so many times I've like gone to put my contact in and apparently it was just like never in like if it just never went in my eye. I guess it like dropped right before I touched my eye or something and I'm so used to like just touching my eye and keeping it pushed. And I remember one time I was sitting here like I had given myself a headache because I was like, am I going crazy? Like, why hasn't this contact moved? Like, you know how you have to like move
Yep.
your eyes around? I
Mm-hmm.
was like, why hasn't it moved? Like, what's going on? And I was sitting there like rubbing my eye like crazy and like crazy. And I had to like put a flashlight up against my eye and look. I was like, where is the contact? I can't see it.
You thought you done lost it in the back of your
Yeah, I
head?
was so mad because like my eye got red because I was just rubbing it and rubbing it. I said, "Where is this thing?" Like I was getting so bad, and come to find out, it just popped out my eye at some point, and I didn't even know.
Yeah.
So,
That sucks, man.
and for some reason that happens to me a lot is that I'll be sitting like at my desk at work and be sitting there typing whatever, and then it's like bloop, just pops out my eye. I'm like, "Are you serious?" If you were dry, you could have just said something. Like I'm so confused.
Let me find. You might have big eyeballs or something.
I probably do.
I don't have that issue that you be having. Like now, I do. There's been a couple times I forget it's in, and I rub
Mm-hmm.
my eye, and that motherfucker is like,
And you're
phew, and I'm like, oh shit, like I gotta drive in 5 minutes, and then I don't be having solution on me. It's bad. That's rare though, but again, that's why now I buy both. I buy glasses and I buy contacts, especially since glasses are stupid cheap now.
Yeah.
Stupid. Like the glasses I have on right now have transition lenses.
Oh.
All the yada yada yada. I think I paid like $1.80 for them. So
Okay.
yeah, nothing fancy. And I think I might actually get some more. Who
I need
knows?
to look on the websites.
I'll send you the website I use. It was very cheap. Oops, I missed the remote thing I'm supposed to do on whatchamacallit. Oh well. All right. So all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get into some topics. The first one we're gonna talk about is the most uncomfortable one, which has been happening. And yeah, we're late talking about this, but we cannot skip over the P Diddy video that came out of him chasing or running down Cassie and preventing her from getting on the elevator and physically attacking her and kicking her while she was on the ground.
And taking her things.
Yeah, and taking her things. Some people are calling it that's kidnapping, domestic violence, and just it's sickening. For me personally, it was another sickening reminder because we see so much stuff. I didn't feel the way I feel like I should feel about seeing it. Like just the shock that I should have had didn't really hit, and that sucks. And also I think back to earlier episodes when allegations were out, and I made sure to continue to say we don't know these people, we don't have no investment, no ties with these people, and we don't know. We're just waiting for the facts to come out. We don't accuse or point the fingers on hop on celebrities' backs because we don't know. They're people just like us. They just took advantage of opportunities or they had special skills and talents that got them further ahead financially, popularity wise. So, I'm always careful when allegations come out. But now that there's proof out there, it is what it is. And it validates, everything that Cassie was saying. And it's interesting because now a lot of people they're like, shoot, we got to put everything back on the table. Did you have something to do with Pac's murder? Did you, is this really why J-Lo left? Like, so many things are coming up, but
Kim Porter's death.
Yeah, that came up. Like, it's some nasty stuff coming up. I have a flip side, but I'll let you go first with your thoughts.
I don't know. I feel like my thoughts are just kind of like just jumbled up because it's just I don't know how to describe it. I think I was talking to my parents about it, and they said that this just not to discredit anything that was going on or with Cassie and everything, but it's just so disheartening to see like people in your community who have like done so much, not done so much and also contribute so much to like music, and for this to come out. So like for my parents, like they were just like, this is like what they like hate about, like, why can't you just be a good person?
Yep.
Because they can't even think about them and reminiscing on being young adults in the 90s and what music was like.
Yep.
Because you couldn't turn on radio or anything without it being bad boy affiliated in some type of way. And it's like you touched on all these different people and all these different music artists, and yet because you did it and because now it's shown proof that you are just not a really good person, it's just turned everybody off from everything, where it's like they can't even listen to that music without thinking about that anymore. It's like you've kind of tainted this empire that you built all the way up, and kind of tainted the people's careers that you brought with you. So
you just hit the flip side I was thinking about. We on the same page.
yeah.
That's the flip side I was thinking about. I for lack of a better word, insert adjective, not adjective, synonym. We've been watching our heroes fall in the nastiest, ugliest crash and burn way. And the nasty, the McNasty, super nasty side of things is, I'm going to say this because it's the truth. I'm going to leave my opinion out of it. But this is the truth, and it's nasty. It's nasty all the way around. culturally, our counterparts protect these types of people, depending on how heinous it is. Typically with children, no, like you're dead, you're done. But our counterparts still uphold those people and let things slide and sweep it under the rug because they want them to be able to maintain and uphold everything that Erica just said. We don't do that. And I'm not saying we should do that, but it's interesting to see the stark difference. Like with them, you'll see it, you'll hear about it sometimes, and it just kind of moves on. With us, it's dragged, and I'm not saying it shouldn't be. I'm just telling you what I see. It's dragged. The one thing I really hate, and this goes into something I want to talk about, the lack of originality that's happening with social media. We'll get into that. We drag it. First of all, it's a traumatic situation that people, they don't care about the victim. They care about views. They care about views. Because I saw skits and memes and ha-ha stuff immediately after. And I'm like, yo, Cassie just had to relive probably one of many scary moments in her life. And she was so young dating him. Super young. And y'all already literally are making skits because you want clicks and views, because you want to be first. But how would you feel if that was your sister or your aunt or your mom, and someone decides to try to make light of a very serious and dark situation immediately after? Like, even the greatest of comedians know, too soon. You know, everything ain't meant to be memed and joked about. We do that. And I think the desensitization, and just the detachment of just taking anything serious. It's like, if that was heinous, that was serious, and your mind goes to, oh, I need to make.
How can I profit?
Right? Yeah. How can I profit? How can I make a skit? But to your point, it's just interesting to see the difference, because there's people of every community that do these heinous things, but the way we treat it and the way we drag the person and the way we publicly tear them down and burn them to the ground versus other communities is a stark difference. And it's just interesting that it's so different. And I think this is just me, because I'm not ingrained in those cultures. I think a lot of them do that because they still want their cultures to reign supreme. Mm-hmm. They still want to be looked at and viewed a certain way. So for the benefit of the culture, we're going to take your heinous, we're going to deal with you in the family over here. Mm-hmm. You nasty, you did what you did. We're going to deal with you in the family because our culture and our people still need to be looked at a certain way. We don't do that. And again, I'm not saying whether either way is right or wrong. I'm just telling you what I see and what I've experienced with my own eyes. And it's nuts. It's nuts. And everyone from the top of our community to the bottom, every podcaster, everybody is going to talk about it and drag it and do all these extra over-the-top things. And I just don't see that with our counterparts. Again, I'm not saying one is right, one is wrong, what is better or worse. They're just different. And it's just very interesting to sit back and see that. And that's the only reason I can come up with in my head as to why it's like that. But yeah, it sucks. And yeah. I don't know.
Honestly, just seeing that video was just so disheartening, because it's like, you think of the age of like Cassie when they got together, and it's like she was so young already, and it's just, that must have been just so frightening for her, because she never knew if it was going to escalate to something worse ever. You know, and I'm like, that's just scary to me. Like, you think of like your friends in that position, you think of yourself possibly in that position, because people who've been in abusive relationships say that you never are prepared for it. It just it catches you off guard one day. And I don't know, it's just that. And then just seeing everybody just trying to make the jokes and trying to go viral, and it's like, it's just distasteful, because it's like, it's like, on the other side of that, what if she did pass away? Like, what if that happened and we're over here making jokes? Like, look at Tina Turner. She's probably spent a good chunk of her life being ridiculed. because she was in an abusive relationship with Ike,
Yep.
you know? And she even said to that, she even said it before she had passed that she had been ridiculed so many different times and she didn't even see herself as a US citizen at that point. Like,
Mm.
it's just the way that we continue to like make jokes and try to make light of every bad situation when it's not necessary, it's not needed. And for this whole thing with Diddy, it's just so disheartening because it's like you've touched on almost every like 90s music artist's career, and it's like you can't even listen to the music the same. Like I haven't been able to listen to the music the same because I'm just like I don't want to feel as if I'm supporting you anymore. And I know that you've touched and dabbled on all these different people's careers and your name is affiliated with them. It's like, I don't want to do that. Like my dad went to the reunion tour a couple years ago and he brought back t-shirts. I don't even want to wear the t-shirts anymore. I used to wear the t-shirts like all the time. I don't want to wear them anymore.
Yeah.
Like now when I listen to like throwback music, it's like I listen to stuff from the 2000s because I can't listen to anything bad boy affiliated. It's like it's just it makes your stomach hurt because it's like you no one told you you had to be like this. Like I don't understand why it's so difficult to be just a good person.
You know, I don't know. And this is just a reminder that nobody, we're all human. And some people say money just enhances who you already were before.
I have heard that.
Um, and clearly, okay, sorry, I'm having Wix issues. Clearly, Sean Combs has some very deep, dark demons. Deep, dark demons. And I say deep, dark demons because you don't have a daughter yourself. You have daughters.
Mm-hmm.
You have young black women. You have children. You are one of the largest figures in the damn world. And I mean, not, how can I say this? What I don't get is this. I don't get why he may be a little bit of an exception, but I don't get why these people who do these things thinks it's never gonna come out. I get it. You got your
Exactly.
circle, you got your people. You're paying these people to be complicit or participate or whatever it may be. Because now you got bodyguards coming out talking about all these things. But nigga, you work there to get your check, and it's like you're not smart enough to know that hey, if this is filmed, like all it takes is one person. Like you can cover it up and chase it down because it's so hard to really take down someone with that kind of money because they can do payoffs and all kind of stuff. But it's like some of these people develop a god complex. Like it'll never,
Yeah.
it's not ever going to happen to me. And history has shown us, motherfucker, it can happen to anybody. It might not happen today. It might not happen tomorrow, but it might happen 20 years from now. It might happen
Like
5 years from now.
they say that saying everything in the dark comes to light all the time. No, it
And it
doesn't
does.
care how bad you stretch the dollar. Because someone who doesn't care about the money, they're never going to care about the money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, the hell? Sorry, TikTok. Yeah, so, y'all, it is what it is with that. Everyone has talked about it. I personally think it's over for Diddy as far as being in the spotlight. I know that his partnerships and business stuff is drying up. I'm trying to watch my words. Based on what we've seen and what has been talked about, I don't know if he's going to continue to have his freedom much longer.
Mm.
That is a wild way to end up after all this time, after everything you've accomplished, to end up there because of your actions, your own actions, the decisions you made. So, yeah, I'm still stunned and shocked by the whole thing. And I say that as not stunned and shocked in the sense like, oh, I can't believe he did that, but just stunned and shocked that this actually happened. This person thought that they could get away with it, and we're watching it unfold before our eyes like we've never seen before. And it's just and again, it's a reminder that you can pretty much have everything in the world and still not be at peace, and still have some of the worst, deepest, darkest issues. And people still think money is everything. We watch people with money go through some of the worst shit we've ever seen in our lives, and people still think money is everything and think money will fix all their problems. And if I had this, I wouldn't have that, and I wouldn't have to worry about this. And it's like, no, that shit just come with new problems. And you still got to fix the old stuff, because money don't change who you are. You still you. But I digress. Is my AC on? It is. It kicked in. But y'all gonna hear this AC today. It's hot in South Carolina. Super hot. Oh, I lied. It's 75. Love y'all. All right. You got anything else on this topic?
No.
Okay. All right. The next topic. Where's the drop?
I'll be damned. I'll be damned. I'll be damned. I'll be damned.
Go ahead with the viral teacher and the.
Oh my goodness.
Go ahead and tell the. Go ahead.
So this also happened this month. I don't think it happened last month either, but we all knew where it was going. A viral TikTok of a Maryland teacher having his students, specifically his girl students, unbraid his hair during school hours before his hair appointment, which was going to be after school, I suppose. He went under fire because, one, filming kids, and you just don't do that when you're a teacher. Also crossing that boundary line of physical contact between teachers and students. And he basically was being investigated for that. And lo and behold, he ended up being fired. One, because you're filming students. Like, I don't understand why. He said that basically he had a waiver that was signed by parents, but that still does not constitute that you do have permission to film these students and post them, because you just jeopardize their safety. One. Two, you are not supposed to, I don't think, as a teacher, you are not supposed to have physical contact like that with your students at all. And also, after he was fired, he went back onto social media, went on live, and told people that they were projecting their own insecurities and their distrust and everything on him because they were attracted to him. And he also mentioned that he was texting students after school hours, personal phone numbers, by the way. Just a lot of wrong. A lot of wrong with this. I just, my mom's an educator, and that just doesn't make sense to me, of the new age of teachers. Well, it's not even new age of teachers. It's just a certain batch of new age teachers trying to basically become content creators while using their students as content. That just doesn't work.
Did you say why they were unbraiding his hair?
Oh yeah, because he was rushing. He didn't get an opportunity to.
And when? Set it all the way up.
Oh, so
the context.
The context is during school hours. they were doing presentations, but he told them, we've been working hard. If we do 2 of these presentations, then you guys have free time. In the meantime, while students are having free time, he asks if anyone can help him unbraid his hair. So there's about 4 or 5 girls unbraiding his hair because he didn't have time to do it the night before, and he has a hair appointment after school. And he basically knew ahead of time that his hair needed to be unbraided for them to wash, braid it, and style it, whatever. So he's recording himself working and also monitoring the classroom as 4 to 5 girls are unbraiding his hair.
So, former teacher here, 10 years of experience, 4th, 5th, 6th grade. Few things. I've said this on here before. We have reported on here several times where teachers, first of all, the fragile. We've seen teachers do some inappropriate shit. Highly inappropriate shit. We've seen them get fired for all kind of shit, right? The line of relationship between teacher, student, parent is as thin as a strand of hair. A parent or student can be your friend one day, but the slightest thing, you give them an A-, they kid get a B plus instead of an A, they kid don't win an award, you give that kid lunch. The slightest thing, even if you just doing your job, can flip. They will flip on your ass. Because at the end of the day, and this is more new age, I'm going to take my child's side. Now, growing up, you didn't stand a chance. It was your mama and daddy and the teacher against your little ass all the time. Because they understood that you a child, you my child. I know you be lying because I'm the one that cut your ass. So if your teacher say it, I know your ass did it. Now, it's different. It's the parent and the student. And I hate to put it like this, but it's the parent and student versus the teacher. You have to keep that mindset because my students love me. Majority of them. Still in contact with them to this day. Always only on social media. And I've always kept safe boundaries. You have to. Number one, as a male, as a black male, you typically, depending on where you are, you're typically the only one in the building. There might be a couple. I think at one point in my career, I might have had maybe a maximum of 3 black men in the building. No, maybe 3. 2 or 3. But the average was just me. So the one, you're a man and you black, the microscope is already on you all the time. You're an anomaly. Kids ain't used to seeing you. Unfortunately, these kids have different family situations. So these kids may not have a father at home, may not have a mother at home. So I get the complexities of kids looking at you in a different way. I had a little girl call me daddy one time by accident. She was like, "Daddy, I met Mr. Wilson." Like, that's how close, just from laughing and joking and talking and teaching and learning and crying and you in trouble and I'm sorry and I forgive you, but you need to learn, get your homework done. Y'all form a relationship. You're going to form a relationship. Y'all spending 180 days together. During the school year, I honestly believe you are spending more face-to-face quality time with those kids than their families are. Because they get out of school, they feed them, they wash them, they play a little bit, they take their little ass to bed. They're not really spending time with them. So you're going to form a relationship, but you have to form boundaries. So I say all that to say, one, and I put this all over social media, any job, forget teaching. If it don't have nothing to do with work, I keep work off of my social media. Like, even when I do my Monday motivational, my name and my company name is on my work shirt. So when I do
Yeah.
social media content in the morning, because I don't do it the night before sometimes, I look back at the video to make sure you can't see the name of the company and you can't even see my name on the shirt. Like, I double check that because they have nothing to do with one another. They have nothing to do. I don't talk about my company on my podcast. They're separate entities. I can still be a content creator and keep my professional life separate. Now, if somebody listens to this and has a problem with something that I say, then it's personal because this ain't got nothing to do with my company. I'm not representing them right now. That's number one. Number two, you are dealing with children. In this country, specifically, or any place, children are just off limits, period. Period. You don't want an accusation. You don't want an innuendo. You don't even want people guessing. And it makes me wonder what's happening with the training. Because, like, when I came in, one of the things they pushed, ladies, never be alone in the room with a student, especially a boy student, with your door closed.
Mm-hmm.
Fellas, same thing. So whenever students were in my room, one, I made sure if my desk wasn't visible by the door, I would go sit at a student's desk. They would go sit at a student's desk. My door would be open. So if someone walked past, they could see both of us. I made sure that I could always be seen and the conversation could be heard to protect myself. Right? Things like that. Physical touch, like you said, is frowned upon. Fist bump, high five, maybe
you're not even supposed to hug.
Maybe a side hug. We were allowed to do side hugs, but like a full frontal, oh my god, no, none of that. And then you ask, hey, are you okay with the fist bump? Like, boundaries, right? But, bruh, even and this is a known thing in teaching. You're supposed to teach up until the last day. Is the expectation. So when there's quote unquote free time or they get to quote unquote do their thing, you still need to make sure it's education based and you still need to make sure that you are quote unquote doing your job. You are blatantly putting yourself on display at work, not doing your job. And you already have frustrated, upset, and sometimes struggling families who are looking to place that anger somewhere. And that frustration somewhere. There's enough stories out there to show. And if you're a teacher, there's enough coworkers who have told you about parents and how they are. So why would you put yourself in a position to where parents can see you at work with their kids, possibly in your classroom or digging in your hair, not working? They're going to hit the fucking roof, as they should. Why is my child? And you got a hair appointment. So that means your hair is dirty.
Mm-hmm.
So you got my child. Let's not even get into what their grades might be. Okay? Possibly. We don't know, right? But you have this child digging in your hair while you at work. Imagine anybody at any job outside of a salon getting their hair taken out at work when they're supposed to be working. McDonald's, Walmart, Target, GameStop, the club, Lowe's. Ain't nobody trying to see that. You at work. You supposed to be servicing. And even when you're not servicing, especially if you're not servicing and doing like the lax time in your classroom, that's the last thing you should be recording. You shouldn't be recording anything. But there's a list of things you shouldn't record. That will be at the top of the list.
Yeah.
That's the top. Me not doing my job and having students take my hair out. So I'm gonna pause there because I got more and I've been yappering. But what else you?
I'm just like, when I saw the video, I was so annoyed because
interesting.
in all of the times that I've been around teachers because my mom's a teacher, but not only that, but the amount of teachers that I've come into contact with, and I don't care if we've had like a close relationship, we've had a close relationship outside mostly, and that's probably because they were my mentor, but we have never crossed a boundary like that. You know, I have like, yes, you can be a mentor to someone as an educator, which is what he's basically trying to say. Like, he's trying to have authentic relationships, this, that, the third. Good for you, but you still have to be professional about how you do it. And I've had mentors galore throughout all of my public school days and everything, but never crossed the boundary where I felt comfortable enough to play through their hair
Yeah.
ever. And never have they made it seem okay. And also, it's I don't care if you got a waiver from the parents in your classroom saying that you can record and post your students. You cannot, because I know that one of the like big things about why kids you're not supposed to post kids in a school setting, you're not supposed to post them then, and even in journalism they taught us to blur out any kids that you see, because you never know anyone's home situation. You don't know if those kids are in witness protection. You just gave someone the ability to like hunt them down, track them. You don't know if it was witness protection. You don't know if they're coming from like an abusive situation. You don't know. I was like, so you're actively putting kids in danger. One, when you don't know. Two, another issue that I felt with it is, while yes, your intentions may have been good, but and I agreed with what people were saying, where you don't know what their home situation is, and you don't know what other adults they've been around. So if you deem it okay that they can play in your hair, another adult can deem it's okay. So in a way, you're kind of letting them know, yeah, it's okay if someone asks for you to like play in their hair. And if that leads into something else, like, where did they get that from? You basically the trusted adult in their life. Like, if a teacher said, it's okay if I give you hugs, and grown adults were trying to give me hugs left and right, I automatically would think it's okay because I'm young and impressionable. Like, it just, the whole situation is like, you didn't even come to think about this in a professional and safe setting at all. Like, between that and also, I I don't know, it always it not weirds me out, but when it's like this group of like new age teachers and they're within my age group, and I'm just like, there's already scrutiny because you're young coming into the profession. And because of the closer in age range you have with students, why would you even bend those lines and cross them even just a little bit? Just even just to say, oh, well, I'm trying to build something authentic, an authentic relationship. There is no relationship. Once dismissal happens, there is no relationship. That just, it doesn't flow. And just to look out for yourself, because you know that you're coming into a profession where students, they suffer from, what is it, limerence? Because they're young and they don't know, and even like the tiniest thing could give them like some burst where it's like, oh, I have a crush on teacher so and so. You don't give them any ability to do that. It should be strictly like black and white. It shouldn't be any gray matter with that. It's just uh and then go on a whole woe is me, like, you're a victim on social media. And it's like, you haven't even taken into consideration that maybe some other kids in the classroom found it uncomfortable. Like, I probably would have been one of those students who was uncomfortable if I saw a teacher doing that and I'm sitting in that classroom. I'm like, I'm uncomfortable because it's just, you don't know. It's all of it. And it's like, you just didn't even bother to think. And also, he was being investigated before this situation even happened. Like, not being investigated, but he already had red flags raised about him, apparently, before they did a full-on investigation on him. And also, none of my teachers had any of my phone numbers growing up at all. Not even in college, they didn't have my phone number. So I don't understand why you need to have your students' phone numbers to text them outside of school hours, and just to build that mentor relationship. It could be email, it can be school email for sure, but it doesn't need to be anything linking to personal lives like that. So
Part of what happens is, a part of the issue is just immaturity.
yeah.
And not keeping front of mind the gravity of the situation you're in. Because I've made mistakes as an educator that I've had to correct. And like, all right, well, you can't say that, or you can't handle this like that. Nothing crazy, not like cussing anybody out, but I'm like, you need to handle this differently, or you should do this differently, or you should set this up differently to prevent things from escalating. Because you have to understand, you don't want you don't want your degree to become useless. Like, you don't want to be someone that can't get hired in the profession again, because then it's like, what did you go to school for? Mm-hmm. You know, if you got the degree, well, I didn't pay for it. Well, you got an education for free, but now you can't, quote unquote, use it. Or even worse, you paid for it and now you can't use it. You know, at least not there in that school district. And I mean, just to be one thou wow, because of the state of the education system, you're probably going to get rehired somewhere else, right? But the line again is so thin, and you got to keep front of mind that I am a teacher, they're a student, and they're not my friends.
No,
they need to respect me. They need to know that, you know, when it's time to be disciplined, you're gonna get disciplined. It's not ayo, it's not what's up. Like, I had to correct students, and it's tiresome, and I know that's an easy out, to the friend route, the cool teacher route. That's an easy out. But if the kids don't the kids won't respect you the way that they need to, right? Two, it weakens the dynamic that the kids have with the other teachers. They need to understand, because like, I've had to, like, some kids have come to me like, oh, I don't like such and such guy. So I'm like, well, it doesn't matter if you don't like them. You still need to respect them. They're a teacher, just like I'm a teacher. I said, the same way you come in my room, you do that. You need to do that over there. Because I'm like, that's my coworker. Like, that's who I work with. That's who I plan with. That's who I'm with when you ain't here. And we're cool outside this place. I'm like, we both work with you and we both teach you. And I was like, it's not cool for you to disrespect them like that and do that in their classroom. Because I'm like, that's disrespectful to me. So you got to have that type of bond, especially if you're the teacher that's likable, because the kids are going to listen to you. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's an unfortunate situation. Y'all, everything doesn't need to be recorded. Everything doesn't need to be content. Is a very thin line. And there's ooh, she fine, and I follow her on Instagram. I ain't gonna lie. She be filming. She doesn't put her students on film. And it's always at an angle where you can just see her. A lot of teachers do it.
Yeah.
And I just don't understand. I think they're more comfortable doing it because their kids are little. Mm-hmm. So, like, their kids get it but don't get it. But I would have never done that in middle school or nothing like that. Like, no. And I have this podcast, so, like, all my stuff was private. That's one of the good things about me not being a teacher, is I can make my stuff public and promote it, because kids were finding my podcast and I had to shut that down quick, because this is obviously this is not for kids. I'm not trying to be on here super vulgar or crazy or talking about nothing crazy, but these are adult conversations that I should be able to have in the comfort of my own home when I'm not at work. But long story less long, it's already a long story. Just keep the line, man. Draw that line in the sand. Keep your job. Okay, and keep your job off of social media. Is a very, very, very thin line, and all it takes is a complaint or two, and they're gonna say you in the wrong, because people are already blaming social media. Social media is the new scapegoat anyway. So anything you do on social media that can be used against you, people gonna use it against you, because social media is a scapegoat. I mean, they're trying to get rid of TikTok, so the writing is on the wall. Just protect yourself and protect your career. Don't know what's gonna happen with that young man. And to the point I made earlier about our counterparts, people like, oh, I don't see what the big deal is, and they posted white teachers doing the same thing, and it goes back to my point. Y'all, they built different than us. They protect each other.
I saw a video of, like, I think it was like yesterday, where it was a principal getting his bald head bedazzled by a group of girls. And people were saying, we want the same outrage that you guys had for the dude. And it's like, bottom line, it's like, I don't understand why.
No.
Like, it's just, I don't even know how to explain it, but I don't understand why we feel the need to let kids touch us
Yeah.
as adults.
Yeah.
I was like, and why do you, one, it's not to say, oh my gosh, hide it, don't record that, but it's also like, if this would not fly in any other work setting, why would you think it would fly in a school setting where the age difference is drastic?
Let me give y'all some more context. This is something y'all don't know. Something I don't know. As a teacher, I know this. First of all, to my earlier point, our counterparts protect each other at all costs.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm not saying this right. Y'all, we know equality don't exist. We know we get treated differently. We know we get treated unfairly. So why the hell do you think it's just going to change? Because, oh, I did what that white guy did, so y'all need to treat me like that. It don't work like that. History has shown that. But two, the relationships that they build are different. Like, me, even with the black parents, right? Kids love me. We exchange emails talking about the kids, school, professional. Boom. If I see them in the street, hey, how you doing? Cool. My counterparts, these mofos, they hang out with the parents.
Yeah.
They have beers. They're barbecuing. They're buying each other like outside of work. A lot of them are actual friends. Like a lot of them grew up together. Their families know each other. So though, yes, it is still quote unquote inappropriate, the context in the relationship is far different. It's far different. Like some of them was like, oh, you're teaching my third child now. They know each other on not sexually, but an intimate level. I use the word intimate. Cause now, and I could have done the same thing. Like, man, I've had parents invite me to all kinds of stuff and wanted me to do all kinds of stuff because I've taught siblings and theater club and we're having this and we want you to like all this stuff. I never wanted to do any of that, but a lot of my coworkers did. So when it came to the kid, they truly had the parent on their side. Because now I've seen you at work and how you're with my kid, and I've seen you outside of work. We done got drunk together. It's levels, y'all. It's levels to the connections and the relationships. And again, this is not me justifying anything or saying one is right or wrong. I'm just telling you the facts of the matter. What I've seen with my own two eyes is different. And we already know we have to move different. It's different for us. And again, not saying it's right, not saying it's wrong. It's different. I'm seeing it. So you talking about, blah, 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 keep the same energy. They're not going to do it. No. They protect each other. They ain't going to let that white man lose his job over that. Not a principal. No. So I digress. Off of that for me. Anyway, you got anything else?
No, just be smart. I don't understand why.
I need views. No.
Like, it's like everything is trying to go viral so that you can TikTok instead of have the job that you have. Like, I don't know. For anything dealing with kids, keep it off social media, okay? Stop trying to make that your content.
Yeah.
If you really wanted to go about it in a smart, mature way, where you're talking about building these authentic relationships, maybe those should be your videos where only you in the camera are talking about how to build authentic relationships and mentor these students. And that's about it. Instead, you got them playing up in your hair. Like, there was different ways to go about it. You chose to do the lazy way. And now I got you
I'll
fired.
be damned.
Thank you, Erica. You read my mind. This goes into my next topic, and then we're gonna get into the lighter stuff, y'all.
Yeah.
I really hate how, to Erica's point that she just made, social media is making people lazy. Like, where is the originality? Mm-hmm. Like, it used to be challenges, and now, like, I'm literally seeing people do the exact same skits.
Yes.
Like, there was one Now, it was funny as hell. One guy just does it better. Don't know who did it first, don't care. But there's this guy, he's a white guy, heavyset white guy, and he has a wife. And he does stuff where he puts himself in a compromising situation where he doesn't want his wife get in trouble with his wife. And one of them, he's on the elevator. Girl gets on, tight pants, booty, jiggling. And he has a bottle, and his wife is standing next to him. And so it's like, it shows the woman, then it shows him looking straight. Then it shows the woman, then it shows him sweating. Then it shows the woman like doing like tippy tops or tippy toes and making it jiggle. And then it goes back to him, and he like has a bottle of water, and he's holding it, and he's shaking, and the water's spilling everywhere, and he's acting like he's drinking the water because he doesn't want to look because his wife is giving him the death stare. I've seen like 38 people do it. The exact same thing. And I'm just like, why are we all literally stealing the same skit and doing like, or this other stupid challenge, trying to match my boyfriend's pace when eating.
Yeah.
So you sit next, and then it's like the other thing that's killing me, and that's weird. Y'all sit together and plan these fake videos and try to pass them off as authentic.
Yeah, they do. Because they think that theirs is going to get viral faster than everyone else's, depending on how much flow and motion they have in the followers.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't understand why people do it knowing that people are going to go and find the original and post it in the comments.
Yeah, and I just like, you're trying to pass this off as they don't know the camera's right there. Bruh, based on the angle and the fact that it's broad daylight, they're gonna, and the fact that phones are quite large nowadays.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they see that camera there. It's like, babe, oh my God. Like, now some stuff you can tell is authentic.
Mm-hmm.
But some stuff, or they're just really good actors. But some stuff is just like, this ain't even original. Yeah. It's not even funny. It's not even entertaining at this point. And I get it. It works for some of y'all. Some of y'all have tons of followers, and some people have this La La Land thing about what life is and what life looks like and what they want out of life, and you're representing that for them, so they engage with the content. But for someone like me, I'm like, yo, this is your life. Y'all sit together and plan these skits and pass them off as like real things that are happening, like y'all really live this life every day. Like, you're just like, y'all are basically playing out the emotional clips from TV shows. Yes. Like, when you watch a TV show, how the TV show takes you through the ups and the downs and the lulls. Y'all cutting out all the lulls, and y'all just taking moments that happen in life and just reenacting them in different ways in these little bite-sized clips to get people to watch y'all. And it's weird to me. And there's not many. I can't think of many that I watch. There's only a few people that I follow family-wise because it's authentic. Because one, it's like typically a baby and a little toddler. You can't script that. The toddler, you know, they show the toddler a balloon. You don't know what's going to happen. But like a lot of these videos, as soon as they start, I already know how it's going to end and I'll watch it. And there's another family that I do follow that I watch that'll laugh. The guy's a police officer, and they always prank each other with like the balloons filled with shaving cream. Mm-hmm. It's weird. I don't know if that's authentic or not. I know they clean up a lot in that house, but he always shoots it, and his laugh is hilarious. He's like, his laugh is hilarious. And they always get people to walk under the balloon, and they shoot it with like a Nerf gun, and pops, and it gets all over them at like the most inconvenient time. I don't know if those videos are real either, but they seem authentic. But I don't know. But I digress.
It just seems like a lot of y'all should just join theater club when y'all were in school, honestly.
That takes actual talent, though. And yeah.
Because so many of y'all, it's clear that y'all just want to be actors, and y'all are thinking that you're going to get picked up. But if you can start the video and automatically tell, this is a skit. I know it's a skit. Mm-hmm. Like, hang it up, flat screen.
Yeah. Did you... Hold up.
I'll be damned. I'll be damned. I'll be damned.
Shout out to Desi Banks. I love him because his skits are hilarious because, one, they're relatable, especially to the community And two, I love the fact that he has split personality. He does like the black Air Force ones versus the white Air Force ones. Like original content. I love the originality that he brings with his skits. And it's just funny. He's not trying to be too over the top, but it's like stuff you can you can really relate to. And he sticks to his roots of Atlanta. The accent, you know what I'm saying? Like he just connects very well. There's another
Drewski's another one.
Drewski's an interesting character.
Only because of how his skits do go. You always have someone that you think of when you watch his videos that acts like that.
I like those. I like the originators. I hate the impersonators. That's just me personally. Look, I ain't gonna knock y'all hustle. Do what you got to do. If you getting your little money off, little money or big money off social media, and that's working for you. That's working for your life. Because some of y'all are authentic and you're passionate about this, and you've turned this into a thing. Good for you. Some of y'all doing it for the moment. Some of y'all just clout chasing. I don't know. I'm not here to decipher or filter, but just to the point we made earlier, I just like original content. It really irks my nerves when I just see, and I hate the algorithm because when you watch one, it's showing you 10 more people doing the same thing.
It's like, oh, you like that?
No, but I've been killing my not interested button. I'm so glad Instagram added not interested. Oh my gosh. I gotta get rid of some of these women too, man, on my thing. You got on spandex in the gym doing squats, and then your profile says, I love Jesus. Get out of my face. You can still love Jesus without showing me your booty, okay? You're killing me.
I watch one fitness video now, like my entire timeline's flooded with fitness videos. I can watch like restaurant video, boom, nothing but restaurants the entire day. I'm like, sometimes I just want my variety back, okay?
We want to feed you crap. You're in America. We're going to feed you crap because I look at a lot of motivational stuff and they don't never flood me with that. They'll never flood me with the relationship stuff, fitness, beautiful women. And
they do the outrage
food
stuff.
Too. Huh?
They do outrage stuff. Yeah. Like stuff to spark a debate. Yeah. And you try to just scroll through it. And then the food stuff always irritates me because when you go in and you click on the location, it's like New York. Ain't nobody driving all the way up to New York.
But first of all, ain't nobody doing half of the stuff they doing. They take the food to the extreme. You got an 8-pound cheeseburger, then you put fries on it, then you dip it in Cheese Whiz, and then you fry it again, and then you cut it in half, and it looks raw, and you're like, oh, so good. What?
Or you bite into it and the cheese explodes. Like, it's too much.
It's too much. Everything is just over the top and not real life. But it's social media, and I accept that. And you know, social media is not even. I'm probably on Twitter more than anything else, or quote unquote X, just for the conversation because the fluff is gone. You know, you can post stuff on there, but it's mostly a flowing conversation, which is what I prefer because the social media stuff is just so filled with just unoriginal content now because everyone thinks they're a creator. Everyone wants to go viral. Very few people are being original or actually entertaining or providing you with anything of true value, even a laugh. Some of y'all just ain't even funny. Like, it's not, it worked for that person or something, but some people are being their authentic selves and you can tell, like, yo, this is like, if I was around this person, this is like the vibe that they give off. And some people, you like, okay, you're really trying hard to imitate or emulate, but I digress.
Just don't got the sauce.
You ain't got the sauce, man. I hope social media, I don't know. I don't even know how to end this topic. Fuck it. All right.
Ended.
So, done. That's how we transition around here.
I'll be damned.
Okay. Tell us about your trip to Connecticut.
It was great. Lots of family, and I will be seeing more because family reunion's coming.
Nice.
In 2 months. Whoa. Talking about some, hey, cousin, go ahead and pass me a plate, brother. You know? Just doing a whole lot of that and be like, whose child you this. Oh, okay. And then just walking away, sitting
Oh
down
my
with my
God.
plates.
Yeah, you that age now.
Yeah, where I feel like I'm acting like somebody's auntie. I'm like, who are all these children right here? Watching them play tag and kickball, but it was good. I like being around my family a whole lot, and seeing my grandfather's side of the family. I don't know, like you don't. I guess we don't really like see them as often because they live out of the states, right?
Mm-hmm.
So being able to once see them and also be able to meet them when you're like an adult and not as like a kid, and you could actually like know them, but also it's kind of bittersweet because my grandparents, they're getting older, so my grandfather's side of the family is getting older, and
Mm-hmm.
you're hoping that you don't lose these recipes and these moments, and they mean so much more now. So it's just putting in the effort now as an adult to make sure that you make the time for these types of things
Yeah.
before, like, that's the end of an era, end of a generation, and it's up to the kids to continue it. And like right now, like my mom, she's like one of the few, I want to say, in our, like, on my mom's side of the family that like knows like almost every single person in the family and knows how we're all related and everything like that. Like she's one of the few because our family's just way too big. Like my grandma's youngest of 25 kids. My
Wow.
grandfather had like 7, 8 brothers.
Wow.
So it's just big family. And my mom, she was at that focal point where she spent summers with my grandfather's family and she grew up around nothing but my grandma's family. So it's like kind of hoping to learn that type of, I guess, family knowledge before it's too late, you know? So,
You just gave me a business idea. That's important. Shout out to Pass the Pea's app because you mentioned recipes. One way you can preserve your
yes.
family legacy, put your family recipes in Pass the Pea's app, man. But you're correct. And family is important. That's how a lot of businesses and companies and just brands are ran. A lot of brands are named after families, and they keep it.
Yeah.
Ooh, excuse me. Ooh. They keep it in the family. But we're fighting through some generational stuff on my side, and I'm at that age now where shit, I'm the old person now. But yeah, like my little cousins that I used to change their diapers are now graduating college, and it's like,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah, exactly. Like one of my cousins, she should be graduating soon. Like I remember when I was in college, I got her a subscription to Scholastic and all kinds of
Ooh.
stuff. Yeah, and I'm like,
Book fair money.
right now she just went to the Hamptons recently with her friends.
Oh my gosh.
That's
You
what I
gotta let me
said.
know if she had fun because that sounds like a trip I need to go to.
I was like, she went to the what now? I was like, do y'all understand what the
Ooh.
Hamptons are? I seen that the Hamptons on what's that doctor show? It's a doctor show that takes place in the Hamptons. Good God Almighty!
It sounds like they live in young and luxury.
Yeah,
I need to get on that wave.
the wave is past me, but yeah, it is definitely important to connect with family and learn your family and know your family. I need a family tree. I'm gonna have to work on that.
Ooh.
Somebody probably already has it. Actually, I have a shirt that has the names on it, but we need to do better. We got all this technology and stuff. We need to do better. I ain't gonna say too much more because I'm gonna give away my idea. But I'm glad you got to see family and hang out, and you got the family reunion coming up, so that should be dope.
Yes, in July. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so hot. I would just be sitting there like, who you is? How we related? All
What a,
right, bring it in, brother. Like,
oh my god,
I'll be down. I'll be down.
oh my gosh, off of your Connecticut trip. So back to why we're recording and putting out a show late. I went to Colorado for a week for work, and it was a reminder. I put out a positive vibe video and talked about the importance of traveling and getting away from where you normally live because it's a reminder of how big and different the world actually is. Like, you know it in your head conceptually, and you see enough stuff, in your daily life on social media and through conversations, you get that right. But it's different when you go experience it. And just being in Colorado, everywhere I went, basically, which wasn't many places, But like basically, not how can I say it? The norm was being able to look up and either to my left or to my right, and I could literally see the mountains, like snow-capped mountains. And this is on complete_vision. I don't think I have any of the pictures on my FME podcast page, but it was just a great view. Different vibe. Went to Meow Wolf, which is a art exhibit. Yeah, there's a bunch of different. There's a few different ones. It's like I can't even explain it. It's a bunch of I don't even know the words for it, but just think of a bunch of rooms with a bunch of stuff in it. Like if you were to walk in someone's bedroom and they have their desk and TV, like all of it's art, like, and it's just put together, and then there's like little windows of other little funky stuff going on in there. I'm gonna do a photo dump soon.
I would love that.
Yeah,
that sounds like fun.
Yeah, it was fun. I would eat before I go next time because it's gonna take you a couple hours to go through. And also, if you want to participate in it, there's like a scavenger hunt thing you can do. I didn't do all that because it was our last night there, and I was already burnt out because there's a 2-hour time difference. But it was a good experience until the last night, and we will close the show with this. So, the last night we went to Meow Wolf, and my phone was dying. So we wanted to go out to eat afterwards, and I was like, I'm tired. They tired. And what's the team? Where was I? The Nuggets were playing that night. So a lot of places were packed. So we were like, we're going to go to this spot that we went to for lunch earlier in the week. It's 5 minutes from the hotel, blah, blah, blah. Parked the car in the parking lot of this shopping plaza. It's kind of like an outdoor outlet type shopping plaza. And where we parked was literally, it probably was a 30-second walk to where we're eating at. It was right there. Like, literally, we could have sat in a booth to where we could look out the window and see the car. Well, we eat, drink, watch some of the game, laugh, talk, blah, blah, blah. We come back out to the car. These Mickey Freakies done tried to steal the freaking rental car, y'all. Like, I'm like...
I'll be damned. I'll be damned.
So I'm a little saucy, but not really. Get to the driver's side, and I look. It didn't hit me immediately. And my coworker was like, I was wondering why my door was unlocked, but we had it was a Kia, and apparently Kias at some point, I'm not going to put that on them now, were easy to steal. Obviously, they didn't steal this one, but they busted up the steering column, broke the back window. Fortunately, they didn't see my phone. I normally never leave my phone in the car, but it was about to die. Like, I literally had like 20% left, 15%. And you know how sometimes like where you can rest your elbow on your car door in the driver's side, that little slot. Some people, y'all had to slot the hole where your shit will fall into the abyss. And some of us have a little pocket there. Well, that car had a little pocket there, and that's where my phone was. So if you wasn't looking for it, you wouldn't see it. And my merch from Meow Wolf, which I spent a nice little pretty penny in Meow Wolf. Because you know merch already expensive. I got my slippers.
Did you see my slippers? Let me see the slippers. Oh my gosh. Wait. Where'd you go? Oh my gosh. I'm so jealous of your slippers. Wait, it looks like... Are those slippers that you... Oh, I was going to say, are they slippers that you could wear as you're mopping?
Yeah, you can dust mop with them. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm so jealous.
So they was like $35. No, they was expensive. Nice. They were like $50 on the website, but they were on clearance, like markdown at the actual place. So I was like, oh yeah. And they had my size and they're comfortable. So yeah, we definitely did that. And I walked around and I was like, Mom, I don't want to hear nothing about dusting these baseboards. And she got mad and laughed. So, but nothing was stolen. Nothing was taken. Steering column busted. There was an opened pregnancy test on the ground. An electronic one, right? But it was the test itself was busted open. So you could see like the electronics on the inside. So I'm assuming something in there is what they use to try to hotwire the car. Is what I assume, because I was like, I don't know. Police took like, I have more I could say, but I'm not going to say it on air. We'll talk later, Erica, because I'm going to bed after this. Okay. But just be prepared to handle emergencies, because sometimes the person you with, you can't depend on their ass for nothing. I'll leave it at that. Police came, filed a police report. They gave us a ride back to the hotel. Ooh, excuse me. And, oh yeah, this is the last thing I'll say. Gave her a ride back to the hotel. There's more I could say, but I want to keep y'all. So I might touch on the rest of these later. But this is the last thing I'm going to say. Warning, vulgar language. Warning, vulgar language. Do not listen further if you do not want to hear vulgar language. Warning, vulgar language. Warning, vulgar language. If you do not want to hear vulgar language, stop now. Vulgar language begin. If you don't wash your ass before you come to the airport and get on this plane, fuck you.
I didn't know where that was going.
I smelled on the way there, and my flight left early on the way there. I smelled bologna and armpits. Why are you that stink? Now, this is the one that got me. We leaving, about to go through security check. There's a group of 4 dudes.
Uh-oh.
When they said, take your motherfucking shoes off.
Uh-oh.
Corn chip central. Why, are your feet dead, sir? Why do your feet...
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Why do your feet... And I'm talking... The scary thing is, you about 4 or 5 people in front of me. I'm not even standing next to you. I'm literally 3... No, I'm probably 5 to 6 feet away from you. Why do I still smell your feet?
Ew.
My stomach is turning thinking about it. But it pissed me off because it's like... The only excuse you could have is if you leaving from whatever you was at a sporting event and you leaving straight to the airport. But other than that, my God. Y'all was stinking. Y'all these grown people. These ain't no little young spring chickens. These grown folks, and they look like they in their probably early 30s, close to 40. You stinking.
They knew they smelt it.
And I'm not talking about cultural difference type of natural sense. I get that. Cool, I'm actually used to that. My high school was, I guess the appropriate word now was a mixing salad of people from all around the world. Already had the culture shock. Already know some of the nuances. I get it. These were white Americans, okay? Yeah, but please wash, man. And someone was sour on the plane that I sat next to. My Lord. Rumor trip. But
just use the aluminum deodorant. Honestly.
Yeah, I make that a point, man, because I'm like, yo, like, it's just so extra rude because if you are taking a flight or you're going to an airport, you're taking a flight, you're going to be in close proximity with other people. Unless you got a private jet, you're going to be in close proximity with people.
It's going to be hot.
And it's going to likely be hot. It's like, come on, Doc. Why y'all smell like... I was upset. I was visibly upset. I posted it on the gram. I was so mad. Like, why do you stink? Them feet, yo. I'm like, good God, you should be embarrassed, bro. Like, you don't smell... Like, when you get home and take your shoes off... Like, I take pride in the fact that I can go to work all day and take my shoes off and you will not smell anything. Like, I keep my feet ridiculously clean. I clean my toenails because I don't want any type of fungus. Like... Being the person with the stink feet, I don't ever want to be them. Catch my armpits winging, I don't care about that. Easy, quick fix. But when you got funky feet, now all your shoes stink. And you can't go nowhere and relax because you got to keep your shoes on. Your socks stink. Okay, I digress. Over that. Y'all made it back safely. All good in the hood. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they've gotten their rental car out of impound yet. Shout out to Avis. Don't know if they got their car out of impound yet, but I'm waiting for them to get their car out of the impound so we can finish out my rental and I get charged and I get reimbursed from work. So, yeah. Mofos tried to steal the car. And then everyone was like, oh, don't let that be your impression of Denver. The Kia boys is out here. So
It's only my first day out here.
yeah, I'm like, yo, thankfully it wasn't my car. But it felt good to travel, even though it wasn't personal. I did get to eat at some. I did go to PF Chang's. My coworker got sick from PF Chang's. I didn't. It was delicious, and I missed them. There's one that.
It left.
Okay, but there was one.
There was one. They removed the statue of the horse, and now we have a Korean barbecue thing there.
Oh, where you do the thing in front of you.
You could do it, but my grandparents make the people cook it in the back. They said, "We not cooking."
On that note, y'all, I'm gonna hit the message to the brothers. You go to Korean barbecue and make them do.
You know how older folks be like, we ain't doing that. Get somebody else to do it. Yeah. They do not want to cook their own food.
Oh my God. Brothers, if you've been listening, this message is for you, man. My strong, cool, level-headed, hard-working, always taking a step forward, always striving for something better brothers. Protect yourself. Physically, mentally, and financially. You know, we always say at the end of the show, take care of yourselves physically, mentally, and financially. But really take that in the heart. Don't put yourself in the harm's way when it comes to your physical, mental, and financial health. Really take time to think about the decisions that you're going to make. I try my best to live in a consciously aware space because it's so easy just to get caught up in something that could really screw you over really bad. But because we normalize certain behaviors, we don't understand that, or we become numb, or we forget that I shouldn't be doing this, or that this could lead to something bad, that we just continue to do it. So just be consciously aware of that, man, and seriously take care of yourselves. And don't be afraid to pull your homeboy to the side and have a conversation with them. And even if it's once a year, something I want y'all to do is travel, brothers. It don't have to be out of the country. It don't have to be big and luxurious. You can pick the state next door. You can pick the city next door or a major city in the state that you live in. Something driving distance. Get a hotel for the weekend. Before you go, pick a couple places you want to eat at. Pick one or two places that are outdoors or some type of, I guess, visual or some type of visual experience or an experience that taps into the senses, like a walk in a park or something like that, just to get out of your normal everyday so you can remind yourself of how beautiful the world is. Though I didn't really get to do what I would like to have done in Colorado, I needed that more than I thought I did. And now it's actually pushed me to really go on another trip. And I got to move some stuff around because I really want to buy myself a couple of really nice things. But I may go on a trip instead. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see. But yeah, I want y'all to do that, man, because it's enlightening and it's refreshing. And that's one of my biggest goals is once I make it to this next career step, automatically I am setting up a trip account, and my goal is at least 2 nice trips a year, at least 2, and I'm talking about off holiday, not just holiday. I'm talking about like in a random March, in a random June, in a random September. Ain't gotta be no holiday. I just want to be like, I'm going, y'all. I'll be back Tuesday. And I'm leaving on Thursday. I want to do that. But that's all I got, man. And that's all. You got anything else before I cue the exit music?
No. I think what you talked about just now was saying figuring out if you want to buy yourself something nice or going on trips. I've kind of been on that same thing. And today I'm deciding I'm gonna buy myself some. So
I'll be damned. I'll be damned.
And it's so hard. One thing I want to
Yeah.
buy, I'm gonna get fussed at, but I don't care. I don't currently DJ anymore, but I still have my DJ equipment because I still want to learn how to scratch, and I still enjoy DJing and playing around in my house. Don't ask me to DJ, y'all. I'm not doing it because people are annoying. It's hot. It's sweaty. The equipment is heavy, and I don't have any modern music, so I can't do it. If it ain't mid to late 2000s, like Nelly, Ludacris, Nas, Jay-Z, Mobb Deep, Ja Rule, 50 Cent type of vibes. Probably some other people I'm missing. Outkast type of vibes. If you looking for Lil anybody except for Lil Wayne, no, I ain't got it. I'm telling you now. Drill music, I ain't got it. I'm telling you now. So, but I digress. But there's a piece of DJ equipment I want really bad from Native Instruments. It's their only DJ controller, their newest controller, and it's on sale. It goes on sale rarely. I think it goes on sale twice a year. And it's on sale right now, and I've been eyeballing it. And I'm like, you're going to buy this, and you're not going to use it for at least another probably 6 months, but you'll have it because it's on sale. Because I'm a DJ. Well, I could use it before then because I could actually. All I gotta do is plug in my headphones and I can DJ in my head.
See, so it's destined for you to go ahead and purchase.
It ain't. 'Cause that price tag, I said, ooh, I could do it, but ooh.
When's the last time you bought yourself something nice?
And on that note, y'all, cue the exit music. We love y'all. Thank y'all for sticking with us. An extra long episode, but we have some catching up to do. Hopefully we made you laugh. Hopefully we made you smile. Hopefully we made you think about some things in life. Because it can get serious out here real quick, quicker than you can expect. So just seriously, take care of yourselves physically, mentally, financially. Protect your damn job. Sorry, I didn't say this. Definitely, I wish a lot of peace and prayer and blessings to any victims out there or anybody, going through or that can relate to any of these things. Trying to choose my words carefully. Dramatic pause. From the victims to the offenders. We're all human. I'm not excusing any behavior. I'm not saying all is forgiven. I'm not saying how anybody should feel right now. All I'm saying is I just wish peace and healing for everyone involved. Whatever you went through that is resurfacing, that is bothering you, whatever you're currently going through that you may not be understanding, that may be tearing your life apart, and whatever you may have done that is now coming back to haunt you that you must deal with for the foreseeable future. As a person, whenever you find the strength, whenever you find the opportunity to work on yourself, cue the music back on. Take advantage of that and do that. And that's what I'm just going to leave that at that. As someone who's been through a lot of things and seen more than I've cared to have seen and hasn't been perfect and has made bad decisions, I see both sides of the coin, and I know what it's like when people ride or die with you and have your back and give you grace, and I know what the opposite of that is as well. So I'm just speaking from personal experience. It's very easy to point the finger in general. Not talking about anyone in particular, anyone we talked about tonight specifically, but just in general, it's very easy to point the finger. But it's much harder at times to forgive and to give people grace. But that's what you want when you fuck up. So just saying. That's just something to think about, We not perfect. We're not perfect. And again, I'm speaking in general. I ain't shooting nobody no bell. Just speaking in general, okay? So, until next time, take care of yourselves physically, mentally, financially. We'll catch y'all. Peace.
Bye.